Once upon a time, in a distant kingdom, Eldora, there lived an innocent prince named Caspian. His days unfolded within the towering walls of the royal palace, where echoes of his footsteps were the only company he knew. The kingdom buzzed with life, yet the prince's heart danced to the quiet rhythm of solitude. Caspian's father, the wise king, observed his son sitting alone in the royal courtyard, seemingly lost in the daylight's quiet serenity.
My son, why do you sit alone on this glorious day? Go for a hunting adventure.
Moved by his father's encouragement, Caspian stood up, the promise of a new adventure igniting a spark within him.
Please, noble prince, spare my life. I promise to be of great help to you in the future if you show mercy.
Despite his initial intent, he decides to spare the rabbit's life. He continued his journey, contemplating the choice he had made.
Oh, wait! Please, my lord, spare me! If you spare my life, you shall be blessed!
Moved by the fox's plea, Caspian hesitates. After a moment of deep thought, he lowers his gun, choosing to show mercy to the fox. He realizes something profound. Kindness can alter the path of his adventure.
Oh, I can't bring myself to do it. It's adorable. But how can I return to the palace without a hunted animal?
Prince, you're a kind soul, and thanks for sparing my life. As a token, I'll share a secret with you. When you move ahead, look for an oak tree with 3 branches. If you cut one of its branches, a beautiful girl will appear, and she'll become your great friend. Just remember, she'll be thirsty, so bring some water along.
Huh.
Moving forward, Caspian discovered an oak tree with 3 big branches. As the prince approached the old oak tree, he gripped his sword tightly and sliced off a branch precisely. Suddenly, out of the cut branch, a stunning girl appeared.
Water! Water! Can someone give me some water?
The prince reached into his bag for a bottle of water to give to the girl. But oops! It slipped from his grasp and crashed to the ground, breaking into pieces. Sadly, the girl was left without a sip to quench her thirst. Tired and thirsty, the girl's cries got louder. The prince felt sad and confused, wondering what to do next. But before he could do anything, the girl suddenly fainted and disappeared, leaving the prince alone. Overwhelmed with sorrow, the prince sank into deep sadness, enveloped by a profound loneliness.
Sorrow not, my lord. Go back to the oak tree. Cut the 2nd branch. You will get a new friend.
Huh.
After listening to the fox's suggestion, the prince cut off the oak tree's 2nd branch. Suddenly, another lovely maiden appeared before them. But the girl was in intense thirst, so she earnestly requested water from the prince.
I only have wine with me. Please, take a sip and regain your strength.
Having a jar of wine in his bag, the prince immediately handed it over to the newfound maiden to quench her thirst. She She eagerly drank the wine in haste, but soon after drinking it, she fainted and disappeared. The prince felt sad, grieving the loss of his new friend.
My lord, don't be too sad. There's still one more branch on the tree. Cut it down, and you'll indeed find another friend. But be prepared, she'll likely be very thirsty. Let's fetch water from the nearby well in your wine bottle.
The prince was determined. He chopped off the third branch of the oak tree, and surprisingly, a girl popped out from inside. Like the other girls, she looked tired and asked for water. The prince kindly gave her his bottle, and she downed it, feeling refreshed. A bright smile appeared on her weary face.
Thank you, your highness, for the life-giving water and rescuing me from the curse. But Prince, I don't know where I belong. I don't even remember my family.
Hey, I care about you. How about joining me in the palace? We could be happy there together, and my family would love having you around too.
I appreciate your kindness. I'd love to join you.
Hey, I don't think it's suitable for you to come to the palace in this attire. Let me head to the palace and fetch you some royal dress.
The prince asked her to hide in the trees while he left, promising to return soon. While the prince was away, a witch came to the well, planning to fetch water. Looking down into the well, she saw something unexpected. A lovely girl seemed to be sitting at the bottom. Curious, the witch dropped some stones into the well, hoping for a response. But to her surprise, nothing happened. She realized that the girl she saw wasn't actually in the water. She was just a reflection, shimmering on the surface.
Sweetheart, why are you sitting all by yourself there? Don't be afraid. Come down. I've just made my way back from work.
The girl climbed down from where she was sitting, and as she did, the witch looked deep into her eyes, understanding her story. Suddenly, the witch had a realization about her evil thoughts. Without thinking, she pushed her into the deep well. But something magical happened. She turned into a sparkling goldfish. With a creepy chuckle, the witch disappears, then suddenly appears in a cave. She grabbed her daughter's hands and they shared a silent connection in that dark moment, both wearing mysterious smiles. The witch's eyes twinkle with a mysterious mix of determination and mystery as she continues her arcane work.
My beautiful girl, you stay right there on that tree. I have the most marvelous plan for you. A prince partner for the rest of your life.
The girl's eyes light up with amazement as the witch swirls through the air, drawing mesmerizing loops. After a while, the prince returned with royal clothes in his bag, all set to take his beloved to the beautiful palace.
Dear one, I've returned, and let's depart to our home together. Huh? What happened to you? You look different.
What took you so long? I got tanned from sitting under the sun.
I'm sorry. Get dressed and let's go.
Little did the prince realize that the girl's journey to the grand palace held a secret she couldn't share. It's a story where destiny weaves its intricate threads. And the threads of another's dreams were unknowingly entwined in her ascent to becoming the prince's beloved. Months went by. and one day the witch approached the well for water. As she peered into its depths, she spotted a glimmering goldfish swimming gracefully. The witch instantly discerned that the goldfish was none other than the princess who had descended from the oak tree.
My dear, safety here is but an illusion. The girl of the oak now swims as gold. We cannot risk her return. Obey my words.
The witch quietly revealed a devious plan to her. The girl nodded in silent agreement. The following day, the prince discovered the girl sitting in bed, crying out in agony, clutching her stomach in bed.
Dear, what's wrong? Please tell me, what can I do to ease your pain?
Fetch me the goldfish from the well where you found me. It might help relieve my pain.
As per the prince's order, the soldiers bring the goldfish to the girl. When she saw the fish, her face glowed with happiness.
Prepare it for me. I want to consume it whole.
The shiny fish shook in the soldier's hand, and a sparkling scale dropped to the ground without anyone noticing. As the palace cleaner swept, the golden scale soared through the air, landing gracefully in the palace garden, blossoming into a plant. The following morning it burst into bloom, sprouting and maturing into a tree with ripe, juicy apples. The apples are so delicious, they seem almost meant for heavenly angels. The prince gazes at the tall apple tree, amazed by its size and beauty. Meanwhile, the girl seems scared or nervous about it.
My prince, it might not be wise to let this tree continue growing. Its rapid growth seems unusual. Perhaps you should instruct your servants to cut it down.
As you wish, my love.
Poor prince, blinded by love, couldn't perceive the girl's deceitful intentions, and naively consented to everything she proposed. One of his servants found a stunning, small, fallen log. He discreetly picked it up, tucked it inside his coat, and hid it. The servant had a small family, just his wife and daughter. They all worked hard every day to get by. Because they were so busy, they only had time for simple meals like bread. They didn't have time to make fancier food or clean the house. The next day, while the family left for work, the princess from the oak tree came out from the log. Realizing the servant family's hardships, the princess took it upon herself to tidy up the house and prepared delicious food.
Ah!
Goodness gracious, what in the world happened here? Everything looks spotless.
The following day, the girl repeated her routine, cooked delicious food, and neatly organized every garment within the wardrobe. Despite their curiosity about the mysterious events, the family was delighted by the consistently delicious meals they received each day. But his daughter's curiosity drove her to investigate the occurrences in their home. As her parents departed the next day, she returned and quietly observed through the window. To her amazement, she witnessed an angel emerging from the log from the shelf. As the oak princess went to the kitchen, the daughter seized the log from the shelf and placed it into the fire.
You're so pretty, like an angel. Who are you?
I was bewitched and stuck in that log. Thank you for helping me.
If you don't have anyone, you can stay with us. We'll be your family.
The oak princess accepted their invitation and lived with them as a family. One day, the royal servant overheard that the palace needed a woman to manage household affairs, so he decided to recommend the Oak Princess for that position at the palace. The Oak Princess finally made it into the palace, but she had to pretend to be a servant. She hid her real identity and stayed out of the prince's sight. One day, as she was serving food, her veil got caught on a chair, slipping off, revealing her long golden hair to everyone at the table. When the prince saw her face and sparkling eyes, he realized she was the Oak Princess.
Oh, it's you! I can't believe it's you! What's happening here? Please, reveal me the truth.
The Oak Princess recounted everything to him. How the witch had trapped her and pushed her into the well, detailing all that had befallen her since then. When the prince discovers that the witch and the daughter have tricked him all along, he feels mad.
How could you deceive me like this? I trusted you with my love, but you manipulated everything. There's no excuse for what you've done. Forgive me for everything. I was deceived, but my feelings for you never wavered. Let's start afresh together. Will you marry me?
My prince, your sincerity touches my heart. I've missed you more than words can say. Let's start anew. I believe in us and in second chances. Yes, I'll marry you.
And so they lived happily ever after, embracing a future filled with love, understanding,